Hello everyone. It's James again. And today, I want to answer a question if I can. And that question is, do codependents seek supply? And the answer is no, codependents seek validation. Validation they belong. Validation they are worthwhile. You see, narcissistic supply is derived from the pain of others. Narcissists create certain situations on purpose that will cause the victim emotional trauma and pain. Also embarrassment, confusion, and the feeling of losing control of one's own sanity. The narcissist is doing all of this to not only gain leverage over their victim, be it financially or otherwise, but because they enjoy the heck out of causing pain to others. They literally set up situations to occur so they can watch people fight one another. So the narcissist can sit back and gain the narcissistic supply of watching people hurt each other. Now part of that might be, the narcissist will show up like the savior, trying to make the peace, when they were the ones that created the hell to begin with. Albeit covertly. Think about every time you hear about someone hurting their children on purpose, such as starving them to death, keeping food just out of their reach so they can see it but not get to it. They do this for some sick release they get, and enjoyment to watch someone struggle in pain. This seems to be common amongst most of the personality disorders where a lack of empathy is present. There seems to be this overwhelming enjoyment these types get from the pain of others. So much so, they purposely seek it out, and will use lies and manipulation to lure victims into such traps, so they can feed their need to constantly watch someone in pain. The codependent seeks validation. You see, all the codependents' life, they knew there was something wrong in their house, and usually because they knew too much, they were slated to be the scapegoat. Primarily, there always has to be a scapegoat in every narcissistic family. And the narcissist makes sure no one will believe this child that knows too much in case they choose to seek help and speak out. That being said, this entire process in making the scapegoat since they were very little has a lot of belittling, abandonment, and sabotage. There's a lot of covert manipulation to make this scapegoat think all the bad happenings that go on in the home is his or her fault. So they grow up feeling a low sense of self-worth, and they let their self-worth be determined by what others think about them, because this is something they learned and were taught since day one. There's a big difference between a healthy child that was raised with love and lots of encouragement, being told they can do it, and a child that is made to think they are a loser from day one, and that everything is literally their fault. School teachers and employers pick up on this trait. And if they are a narcissist, they will probably exploit this weakness as well in this person, further driving home what was taught to them by their parents, and what their narcissistic peers more than likely took advantage of as well. So what happens is, they are always of the mindset, if they work hard enough they will get a nugget or sliver of someone saying they did a good job. Because truthfully that's what most if not all of us did as children with our narcissistic parent or parents. We tried and tried and tried. And this reinforced in us this toxic trait of sticking it out, hoping today is the day things turn around. That someone, anyone will say, hey, you know what? You are a nice person, and a good friend. Or, quite simply, I love you. Or you're special to me. And sometimes we get that. But it's usually fake coming from a narcissist. And though it's fake, this validation does feel good. And we think it completes us. And to backtrack a second, that's the best way to understand it. We are looking for completion. We are looking to be made whole via someone else, instead of doing the self-work. Now that being said, is narcissistic supply vastly different than looking for validation or completion? Yes. Narcissistic supply is feeding on the pain of others, often induced by the narcissist. That being said, Looking for validation or completion by the way of others is still indeed toxic. As mentioned, it can often push people away. You may be all together as far as looks are concerned. You might have an easygoing personality. But once you get close to someone, you go overboard. And they are thrown for a loop. Thinking, wow, this guy or girl is weird. What is their problem? And before you know it, they start going no contact with you. You see, it's nice to have a family that cheers you on. And there are some families that are so blessed to be like that. But that just ain't us. Sorry. It's not. And that's where the self-work is important. For me, I've learned a healthy balance, I believe, over the years. Keeping my core personality of being fun, light-hearted, and a good sense of humor. I love to talk to people. People I know. And people I don't know. I'm not shy at all. But I've learned even while doing this to slow down and observe what's going on. And to not overthink how much someone may or may not like me. I also now understand. A friend might be for life. Or they might be for a season. Or a short season at that. And I shouldn't get upset. Because this person is no longer in my life. Because them being in my life doesn't validate who I am. I'm just unlucky to be born like an orphan. Yes. I have parents. But really an orphan. A dead father. And a narcissist mother. There's literally nothing I can do about it. I have good days. I have bad days. Where it bothers me a great deal. But I can't change it. And the best thing I can do for myself is observe others and observe myself. Geez, James. Slow down. It's okay. Don't chase that person like they are the last friend on earth. Or the last woman on earth to date. This I've learned is a constant work in progress. Constant. Because we all want to belong. We all do. I do. But we can't let that feeling to belong override what's healthy. And go overboard trying to replace this feeling we desire with something that's fake and not real. This is why I talk a lot about doing whatever hobby you are good at. Because on down days, weeks, or months, this might be one of the things to provide a sense of self-validation. The fact you are doing something well. And you are seeing the fruits of your labor. I know. It's nice to be able to have someone to share these things with. But we must face facts. We can't force it. Because when we do, it will come out all wrong. Either we have someone to share our wins with. Or we don't. And if we don't, we must be able to understand. Yes. It sucks we don't have anyone at the moment. But a good accomplishment is still what it is. And you need to be happy for yourself. And if you are a believer, know the Most High God is smiling on you. There's many Bible verses I will be discussing later, where it's mentioned. He is watching out for the orphans or those without parents. There is one part that I really want to touch on later. I believe it's Exodus, where it says, "Do not take advantage of the fatherless." The fact is, the Most High God takes our pain very seriously, and our hardship with great concern. So if you want to celebrate a good win in your life, thank Him. Smile with Him. He delights to see you happy and appreciative. He likes to see things go well for you. And it's when I realized that is when I started to have more better days than I had bad days. Now, I still get bad days. But I've come to understand that I'm worthwhile. God made me special. God didn't make junk when He made me. And He didn't make junk when He made you either. And I don't need, or do you need to go to someone else to confirm you're not junk? Again, we have our down moments. But you get the idea. Is seeking validation toxic and destructive? Yes. Is it like seeking narcissistic supply? No. They are two different things. I hope this answers the questions that might be out there regarding this topic. Please let me know if you have more questions about this. Well, that's all I have for now. Please don't forget to subscribe. And to those that have already, thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate your support. I also appreciate all of you that share and like. The more you do this, the more channels like this will start to gain more attention. And more people will have a chance to get the help they are needing and looking for. Also, if you haven't clicked the little bell, please do so. Because this will tell you when I upload a new video. So you can always have my latest content. With that being said, many blessings to all. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.